Good evening, everyone. It's such an honor to be here and share something that's incredibly close to my heart: the power of privacy in success. In this age of constant connection, where every moment is shared, liked, and commented on, we often forget the quiet strength that privacy holds. Success isn't just about what the world sees on the surface, the glitz, the glam, the achievements. True success is a deeply personal journey, and privacy is its most loyal companion. When I think about my own journey, from a small town in India to stages and screens across the world, one lesson stands out: protecting your inner space is not about secrecy, it's about strength. Privacy is the space where you can be vulnerable, reflect, and grow without judgment. It's where you nurture your dreams, learn from your failures, and build your confidence away from the noise. When we keep some parts of our lives private, we protect the energy we need to rise, to push boundaries, and to reinvent ourselves. In today's world, oversharing is almost a norm, but success demands something different, a kind of sacred silence where ideas are born, where creativity is fueled, and where the soul finds its direction. Remember, privacy doesn't mean isolation. It means choosing what to share and when. It means valuing your story enough to protect it until you are ready to tell it your way. And when you do, your story becomes powerful, not just because of what it says, but because of the journey it represents. So to anyone listening today, I say, honor your privacy, guard your space, because when you do, you give yourself the power to create success that is authentic, lasting, and deeply fulfilling. In a world where transparency and sharing have almost become the default, privacy often gets misunderstood. People sometimes confuse privacy with secrecy, as if holding something back means hiding or being dishonest. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Privacy is not about shutting the world out or being secretive for the sake of it. It is about creating a space of strength, a protected sanctuary where your most important thoughts, dreams, and vulnerabilities can breathe and grow. When you understand privacy as a source of strength, it becomes a powerful tool for your personal and professional life. It means you have the wisdom to recognize what parts of yourself and your journey deserve to be kept sacred. This sacredness is not about exclusion, but about honoring your process. Not every detail of your life needs to be on public display, because success isn't a public event. It's a deeply personal evolution. Think about it: every successful person, no matter how visible their achievements, carries within them a private world that fuels their drive. That quiet place is where they reflect on failures without fear of judgment, plan their next moves with clarity, and nurture their confidence away from the external noise. It's a space of authenticity that remains untouched by the pressures of public opinion or the distractions of social media. When you protect your privacy, you are protecting your energy. In the hustle of constantly sharing, there's an exhaustion that comes from trying to perform or please others. Privacy allows you to conserve that energy for what truly matters: growth, learning, and creation. It is where you gather your strength before stepping out into the world again. Moreover, privacy gives you the power to control your narrative. When you share too much too soon, you risk losing control over your story, leaving it vulnerable to misinterpretation or exploitation. But by choosing what to reveal and when, you craft your path deliberately and with intention. That control is empowering. It means you define your success on your own terms rather than letting others dictate it. So, privacy is not about being secretive or closed off, it's about being wise and strategic. It is the quiet power that supports the loudest achievements. It is the invisible foundation beneath the visible success. Understanding and embracing this makes your journey not only sustainable, but deeply fulfilling. Vulnerability is often misunderstood as weakness, especially in a world that celebrates confidence and strength so loudly. But true vulnerability is one of the greatest strengths we can possess. It is the willingness to be open, to face our fears, and to acknowledge our imperfections. However, vulnerability requires a safe and private space to truly flourish, a place where judgment doesn't intrude and where growth can happen quietly and authentically. This is where privacy becomes essential. When you keep parts of your journey private, you give yourself the freedom to be vulnerable without fear. You can confront your doubts, your mistakes, and your insecurities without worrying about how others might react. In this private space, vulnerability is not met with criticism or comparison, but with compassion and honesty. especially from yourself. It's the only way to be fully real with who you are and what you're going through. Growth rarely happens in the spotlight. Often, it unfolds in moments of solitude and reflection, when you can assess your experiences with clarity and without distractions. Privacy offers this sacred space. It is where you can analyze what didn't work, celebrate small wins, and set new goals based on what you've truly learned. Without that quiet, uninterrupted time, growth can be stunted by external noise or the pressure to always appear perfect. Furthermore, when vulnerability is nurtured in privacy, it becomes the foundation for genuine confidence. Confidence born from hiding flaws or pretending to be perfect is fragile and can crumble under scrutiny. But confidence that emerges from understanding and accepting your vulnerabilities is resilient and empowering. It allows you to face challenges with authenticity and courage because you know your worth isn't defined by external approval. Privacy also protects this delicate process from becoming a performance for others. In a world where social media often encourages us to showcase only the highlight reels, it's easy to lose sight of the messy, real work behind success. Keeping some parts of your journey private ensures that your growth isn't shaped by the desire for validation, but by your own true intentions and values. In the end, privacy is a gift you give yourself, an essential container for vulnerability to turn into growth. It allows you to be honest, to heal, and to evolve in your own time. When you honor this process, you build a foundation for success that is not only strong but deeply authentic. In today's hyper-connected world, silence feels almost like a luxury. We live surrounded by constant noise, notifications, conversations, opinions, and distractions pulling us in every direction. It's easy to forget that silence is not just the absence of sound, but a powerful presence that nurtures our creativity, clarity, and confidence. This sacred silence, protected by privacy, is one of the most important gifts we can give ourselves on the journey to success. Sacred silence creates the space where your mind can breathe and your soul can speak. It's in these quiet moments that the seeds of great ideas are planted and nurtured. When you step away from the constant chatter, your thoughts become clearer, and you're able to connect deeply with your inner voice. Without this silence, creativity struggles to flourish because it needs calm and focus to grow. Privacy shields this silence from the outside world, giving you the freedom to explore your ideas without distraction or pressure. Moreover, sacred silence is a powerful tool for building confidence. When you're constantly surrounded by noise and external voices, it's easy to doubt yourself or lose sight of your own direction. But in silence, you hear yourself more clearly. You can reflect on your strengths, understand your weaknesses, and align your actions with your true values. This inner alignment creates a confidence that isn't based on validation from others, but on a deep understanding of who you are and what you stand for. Silence also allows you to process challenges and setbacks without the added burden of public scrutiny or external opinions. Success is rarely a straight line. It is filled with moments of uncertainty and struggle. When you protect your privacy and embrace silence, you create a safe place to work through those moments, to learn and to heal. This quiet processing time is essential to build resilience and keep moving forward with clarity and determination. In a culture that often glorifies constant visibility and sharing, embracing sacred silence can feel counterintuitive. But it is in this silence that you find your true power, the power to listen, to create, to grow, and to lead with authenticity. It is a sacred gift to yourself, one that supports a success that is both meaningful and sustainable. In a world where sharing every detail of our lives has become almost automatic, the idea of choosing what to reveal and when can feel revolutionary. Yet this selective sharing is a powerful act of self-respect and control. It empowers you to shape your narrative rather than letting it be shaped by others. When you are intentional about what you share, you honor your journey and protect the integrity of your story. Success is deeply personal, and not every chapter is meant for public consumption. By deciding which parts of your life to keep private and which to share, you create boundaries that safeguard your emotional and mental well-being. This isn't about withholding or being secretive out of fear, it's about being wise. It's about recognizing that your story deserves to be told on your own terms, with the timing and context that feel right to you. Selective sharing also allows you to build trust and connection in a more meaningful way. When you share authentically and intentionally, the people who listen are more likely to respect and understand you. Oversharing can sometimes dilute your message or invite unwanted opinions that distract from your true purpose. But when you reveal just enough to be genuine, your words carry weight and inspire others because they come from a place of thoughtfulness and authenticity. Moreover, by controlling the flow of information, you maintain a sense of power over your public image and reputation. In an era where misinformation spreads quickly and judgments are often made in haste, being deliberate about what you reveal helps protect you from misunderstandings and misinterpretations. It allows you to guide how your story is told rather than leaving it to chance or gossip. Selective sharing also supports your focus and energy. When you don't feel pressured to explain every detail or justify your choices, you can conserve your energy for what truly matters: your growth, creativity, and goals. It's a way of prioritizing your inner world and your dreams over external noise and distraction. Ultimately, selective sharing is about owning your story and your power. It's about choosing how you want to be seen and heard, and when the time is right, stepping into the spotlight with confidence. This conscious control not only protects your privacy, but fuels an authentic and sustainable success that reflects who you truly are. Energy is one of our most valuable resources, yet it's also one of the most easily drained, especially in a world that demands constant engagement and attention. Protecting your energy is essential for success, and privacy plays a vital role in this. When you guard your private space, you create a sanctuary where your energy is preserved and replenished, allowing you to show up as your best self in every aspect of your life. Constantly being on for others, whether it's sharing updates, responding to opinions, or managing public perceptions, can be exhausting. Social media and public scrutiny often create an invisible pressure to perform, to always be visible, and to meet the expectations of others. This continuous exposure scatters your energy, making it harder to focus deeply or nurture your creativity. Privacy then becomes a shield. It protects your inner world from unnecessary drain and lets you recharge in peace. When you protect your privacy, you're choosing to prioritize your well-being and emotional health. It's about recognizing that your energy is precious and should be invested wisely. This doesn't mean shutting others out or avoiding connection. Rather, it means setting boundaries that allow you to engage meaningfully without losing yourself in the process. Those boundaries help you conserve energy for what truly fuels your passion and purpose. Moreover, when your energy is protected, your decision-making becomes clearer and more intentional. Fatigue and distraction often lead to impulsive choices or burnout, which can derail your progress. By maintaining privacy, you create the calm and focus necessary to think deeply, reflect honestly, and act with confidence. This clarity fuels sustainable success because it's rooted in balance and self-care. Privacy also gives you the freedom to fail, rest, and heal without the pressure of public scrutiny. Energy is drained not only by constant activity, but by the stress of being judged or misunderstood. Having a private space means you can recover your strength, learn from setbacks, and return to your goals refreshed and more resilient. In essence, privacy is an act of self-preservation and empowerment. It's a way of protecting the energy that drives your dreams and ambitions. When you honor this need for privacy, you ensure that your journey towards success is fueled by strength, clarity, and genuine passion, qualities that can only thrive when your energy is respected and preserved. Success is often portrayed as a dazzling display of achievements, awards, and recognition. But true success runs much deeper than what the world sees on the surface. It is authentic, personal, and rooted in a journey that is often private and unseen. Privacy is the fertile ground where this kind of genuine success takes root and grows strong. When you protect your privacy, you give yourself the space to develop your goals, values, and vision without external pressure or influence. This freedom allows you to stay true to yourself rather than bending to the expectations or opinions of others. Authentic success is not about fitting into a mold created by society or the demands of others. It is about creating a path that reflects your unique passions and strengths. Privacy safeguards this path, giving you the confidence to follow it with integrity. Behind every successful person is a story of countless moments spent in solitude, moments of reflection, learning, and hard work that no one else sees. These private moments are where you build resilience, face challenges honestly, and refine your skills. Without privacy, these moments can become overshadowed by the need to constantly perform or justify yourself publicly. Authentic success needs room to breathe and evolve quietly before it is ready to be shared. Moreover, privacy helps maintain the purity of your intentions. When you keep your journey private, you focus on what truly matters to you rather than getting distracted by the pursuit of external validation or comparison. This focus is what makes success fulfilling and sustainable. It's the difference between chasing fleeting applause and creating lasting impact. Privacy also allows you to celebrate your achievements in a way that feels meaningful to you. When success is constantly displayed for public consumption, the joy of accomplishment can sometimes be diluted or overshadowed by external opinions. But when you hold parts of your success privately, you honor the significance of those moments and nurture your own sense of pride and gratitude. Ultimately, authentic success that grows from privacy is deeply empowering. It is success that reflects your true self, built on a foundation of self-awareness, intention, and resilience. By embracing privacy, you protect the heart of your journey, allowing your success to shine not just outwardly, but within. Thank you.